And I see our purpose with 3 different levels. One is humanity has a purpose. There's us projectors with a unique purpose within that. And then there's our individual purpose. And how do they all tie together? Humanity's purpose is, up for interpretation. I'm sure everyone has their own view on that. Ultimately, I feel humanity's purpose is to move towards love and move away from fear. What is love? Love is union. It's not a feeling. It's the only real thing that there is love. And that is oneness. We're all one. We were all born from one. We return to one. Fear is when we buy into the concept of separation. It's like a drop in the ocean. If the drop left the ocean, it's going to be very scared. Oh no, I don't want to die. I don't want to evaporate. I don't want to evaporate. If it realizes that it is the ocean, that's love. Being scared that it's a drop and it's going to be evaporated is fear. Yet, it's one with the ocean. That's a journey to go on, a lifetime's journey, releasing fear and moving into love. And life will give us opportunities each and every day to do that. Can you think now of a really strong fear that you have that is potentially holding you back? And when you do that, can you feel in your system, in your body, what happens when the seed of fear comes into your awareness? And if you can, just breathe into that part of the body. Many will feel it in the neck or the lower back or the heart. Now, our purpose as projectors, as you've heard me share before, projectors came in when Uranus was discovered. So projectors are a bridge from the inner realms to the outer realms. We've come into a world that has been 99.9% focused on the outer realms. So it's caused us, which are very innately connected to the inner realms, our vibration, our emotion. It's caused us a lot of pain to almost be, this is maybe a bit harsh words, but like abused out of ourselves. We've been stripped of our inner realm and pulled out into this world. And it's probably been pretty violent, and that can cause a lot of pain. Yet we have gifts of being connected inside. Now, we are currently profoundly moving through a change in consciousness. And that change, in the most simple form, is a reconnection to our inner world. So humanity is going to be reconnected to the inside. And it's going to be probably done through a lot of pain externally, so that the illusion literally bursts. And it's going to take everyone to fall to their knees and let go. That we cannot control the outside. The outside's like a dream, it's like smoke. And the whole world is grasping to change the outside. I can change my partner. I can change this situation. I can change this. We can shift our state internally. That's what we can change. We can shift from feeling constriction and tightness and pain and fear, and we can shift that to relaxing, opening, and bringing joy, bringing ecstasy, bringing peace inside. And that's our superpower as projectors. And as I say, we've been stripped outside, we've been pulled outside. So the conditioning is being a projector, being so open. We've absorbed everything. We're focused outside. The conditioning is that we've completely lost our inner realm. One of the greatest spiritual sayings is the kingdom of heaven, or the queendom of heaven, is within. And this world has lost that. So projectors have come here when Uranus was discovered. Whenever a planet is discovered, a new consciousness is birthed. That planet is after Saturn, which is the constriction of this 3D reality, and it bridges Neptune. So it opens up this consciousness, and we came in and we opened up this consciousness to the spiritual realm. But firstly, we need to find that within ourselves. That's why we talk a lot about the nervous system regulating, deconditioning, slowing down. Because if we're sprinting outside trying to change this, we're stuck in this illusion. It's not an easy thing to do because life is going to be pulling your attention, pulling your awareness outside of yourself almost in every moment. Through family members, through your own shame and trauma, through the past, fear of the future. As projectors, many people think projectors are sort of fluid beings that are sort of very open and receptive and soft. But at the same time, we need to claim our power because we're actually very powerful when we connect to the inside of ourselves. Yes, on the outside, we are slightly, once again, maybe the wrong word, but slightly weaker on the outside to work 9 to 5. We weren't given that tank and that power to sprint outside of ourselves for a reason, but we were given a deep power within to feel our emotions, to feel our vibration, and to project that out. And through that projection can actually completely shift realities outside. It's created for a reason. Let's say God was like, or creator was like, this world's gone completely outside of itself. We need to pull it back to the truth. We'll create a template known as projectors that we don't allow them to run outside of themselves. We don't allow them to think and create an idea for themselves and then just make it happen. We need to make beings that are more humble, that need to wait, because we're connected to the truth, that we are all one. So the ego it doesn't have that power to create as much. This whole world is sort of back the front, yeah? So this 2027 is going to put things back together in the original sequence. The original birthing sequence goes from nothingness to a vibration, to emotion, to the mind, to the physical, dense reality. But everyone's focused on the end product, which is out here. So the world is pulling us into, look over here, money, money, money. Look over here, keep attention over here. Fear, you should be really scared. It's just jumping around. And we're sort of stuck in our 5 senses out here. We need to go inside. And that can be an elusive thing, but that's why it's like this 12-minute practice or whatever you want to do to go inside, connect deeper, understand your nervous system, understand how you fill yourself up. So you can be an overflowing cup. When that happens, things will sync up. So yes, we're also individuals. You know, we have a body, we have our own thoughts, we have our own experiences. So through astrology and human design, we're given a template that, or like a signpost that can direct us in a direction. A shortcut to knowing your purpose and your direction is your north node. A lot of the other elements explain who you are, your inner emotions, how you communicate, depending on where planets are. The north node, though, gives a very profound signpost as to what you can work towards. If there was something that the creator or God or the universe said, your soul wants to develop this in this lifetime, this is your signpost to move towards. That's the north node. So the sun is like your essence, the moon, your inner realms, Mercury, communication and the mind. It sort of lets you know your template, but the north node lets you know, hey, this is a path though that you can actually move towards and understand yourself at a deeper level and actually take action depending on what that is. The beauty about the north node is many people will not resonate with it because it's almost, for many people, the opposite of what comes natural. Because the south node is where you've got all your past lives from. You're very good at that often. So the North Node feels like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, that doesn't feel like me. And that's the beauty of it, because if you're wanting to be whole, well, that's a big part of the pizza slice that we're lacking. Our soul really wants us to work towards that. As you get older, it will become more in focus. So before 30 years old, the North Node often is like something that's not really going to happen, because you're just naturally going to be your South Node more. You're going to be in those realms. But then as you get to 30 and then 40, you start to, ideally the soul starts to move towards the North Node a little more.